Right now, I want you to stop and think for a moment. Look at where you are in life. Think about everything you've been through and ask yourself, what's stopping me from going further? The truth is, the only thing holding you back is what you believe about yourself. You've been told your whole life that success is for the lucky few, that talent is what separates the winners from the losers. Well, I'm here to tell you that's a lie. You have everything you need right now to become the person you want to be. You're far stronger, smarter, and more capable than you've been led to believe. There's a quote that I want you to remember. The only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. That's right. Your only limit is the one you place on yourself. So why haven't you stepped into the power you already have? Why haven't you started moving toward the life you truly want? The answer isn't because you're not capable. It's because you've been taught to doubt yourself. It's time to change that. In this video, we're going to tear down those walls of doubt and unlock the power within you that you've been hiding from the world. We're going to talk about how to stop living as if success is for someone else and start taking control of your own future. By the end of this video, you're going to realize that the person you look up to, the person who's been inspiring you all this time, isn't any better than you. They're just someone who believed in their own power. And it's time for you to do the same. Your journey starts now. You have no idea how powerful you are, but by the end of this, you will. Stay with me because this is where everything changes for you. Number one, you were born to lead, not follow. There comes a moment in life when you realize that you are not here just to exist. You are not here just to get by. You are here to make something of yourself, to stand up, take control, and decide that your life will not be left to chance. You were born to lead, not follow. And until you take that truth seriously, life will continue to feel like it's being controlled by someone else. Most people never step into this realization. They wait. They wait for permission. They wait for the right time. They wait for someone to tell them what to do next. And while they're waiting, life is passing them by. Someone else is making decisions for them. Someone else is shaping their future. But let me tell you something. If you don't decide to lead your own life, someone else will. And when that happens, don't expect it to go in the direction you want. Leadership is not about a title. It's not about waiting for someone to elect you or give you a position of authority. Leadership starts the moment you take full responsibility for your own life. It starts when you stop making excuses and start making decisions. It starts when you realize that nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you success. No one is going to push you to become the person you were meant to be. That's your job. You see, the world has conditioned people to believe that they need to follow. From a young age, we are taught to stay in line, to do what we're told, to not question authority. And while structure is necessary, most people take it too far. They forget that they have a mind of their own. They forget that they have a choice. They start following the crowd without even thinking. And before they know it, they are living a life they never truly wanted. Look around. How many people do you see living on autopilot? They wake up, go to work at a job they don't even like, come home, watch TV, go to bed, and repeat the same cycle the next day. They follow the script that society has written for them, and they do it because they believe that's just the way life is. But that is not life. That is existence. That is survival. And you were meant for more than just surviving. Real leaders don't follow the script. They write their own. They don't wait for permission. They don't wait for circumstances to be perfect. They take action even when they are scared, even when they don't have all the answers, because they know that leadership is not about having everything figured out. It's about moving forward, making adjustments, and refusing to let fear hold them back. Now you might be thinking, but I don't feel like a leader. I don't have the confidence. I don't have the skills. Let me tell you something. Nobody starts off as a great leader. Leadership is built, it is developed, it is earned, and it starts with one simple step. Deciding that you will no longer live on autopilot. Deciding that from this moment forward, you are in charge. No more blaming, no more waiting, no more excuses. People love to say, I can't do this because of my past. Let me tell you something. Your past does not define you. Your past is a lesson, not a life sentence. If you have made mistakes, learn from them. If you have failed, use it as fuel. If people have doubted you, let that be your motivation. The past only has power over you if you keep looking back. Leaders look forward. They focus on what they can do now to shape their future. And let's talk about confidence. People think confidence comes first, that they need to feel strong before they can take action. But that's not how it works. Confidence is built through action. The more you do, the more you grow. The more you push yourself, the stronger you become. It's like working out. At first, it's difficult. You feel weak. You feel like quitting. But the more you do it, the stronger you get. The same applies to leadership. You don't become a leader by waiting to feel like one. You become a leader by acting like one. One of the biggest things holding people back is the fear of standing alone, the fear of being different, the fear of being judged. And because of that fear, they stay in their comfort zone. They follow the crowd. But let me tell you something. Every successful person you admire, every person who has ever made a difference is willing to stand alone. They were willing to take risks. They were willing to face criticism because they understood that being a leader means not everyone will agree with you. It means making tough decisions. It means doing what's right, even when it's not popular. Stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to go after your dreams. Stop following people who have no idea where they're going. You were born to lead. You were born to take control. The moment you realize that, everything changes. Your mindset changes, your actions change, your entire life changes. This world needs more leaders, not just in business, not just in politics, but in everyday life. Leaders who set an example. Leaders who inspire, leaders who take responsibility. And that can be you, but only if you decide right now that you will no longer follow blindly, that you will no longer let fear hold you back, that you will no longer settle for anything less than what you are capable of. The choice is yours. Stay where you are and keep following the path that was laid out for you, or step up, take control, and become the leader you were always meant to be. Because you were born to lead, not follow. Number 2, the only way to fail is to quit. Everything else is just learning. The only way to fail is to quit. Everything else is just learning. Let me say that again, because if you take nothing else away from this, let it be this. You're not a failure until you stop trying. Every mistake, every setback, every moment that feels like you've hit a wall, none of it is failure. It's just part of the journey, part of the process of getting to where you need to go. It's only when you quit, when you give up on yourself, when you stop showing up for your own life, that's when failure sets in. So as long as you keep moving, keep trying, keep learning, you're still in the game. Think about all the successful people you admire, the ones whose stories inspire you. Do you really think they've never faced struggles? Do you think they've never hit a roadblock? Do you think they've never wanted to quit? Of course they've been there, but they kept going. They didn't let the setbacks define them. They didn't let the challenges stop them. Instead, they used each one as a lesson, a stepping stone to something bigger and better. And that's what you need to understand right now. There's no such thing as a permanent failure unless you quit. Here's the thing about failure. It's not this big, scary monster that's waiting to pounce on you. It's just part of the process. It's like falling down when you're learning how to walk. Every time you fall, you're not a failure. You're learning what not to do next time. You're learning how to stand, how to balance, how to walk, how to run. You're becoming stronger with every step, even the missteps. The same goes for life. The more you try, the more you learn. The more you fail, the more you grow. And that's something the world has forgotten. The world wants everything to be perfect, easy, and comfortable, but that's not how growth happens. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable, when things don't go the way you planned, when things fall apart and you're left picking up the pieces. That's when growth happens. That's when the real change happens. You learn who you are in the hardest moments, in the moments where it feels like you can't go any further. You don't learn when everything is smooth sailing. You don't learn when everything is handed to you on a silver platter. You learn when you're pushed to your limit, when you're faced with a challenge and you have to figure it out. That's where real success comes from. Think about a time when you tried something and it didn't work out the way you expected. Maybe it was a business idea that didn't take off. Maybe it was a relationship that ended. Or maybe it was a goal you set and missed. Now, at the moment, it probably felt like failure. It probably hurt. But when you look back, what did you learn from it? What did it teach you about yourself? What did it teach you about the world? Every time you fail, you get one step closer to success because you learn something new. You know now what doesn't work. And that's just as valuable as knowing what does. Failure doesn't define you. How you respond to it does. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The only way to fail is to quit. If you keep going, no matter how many times you stumble, no matter how many times you fall, you're learning. You're building character, you're building resilience, and you're building the very foundation that will support your success down the line. Don't let a setback make you think you're done. Don't let a tough day, a tough week, or even a tough year make you believe that you've failed. If you're still standing, you haven't failed. You're still in the game, and you can still win. Think about the most successful people in history. Do you think they just had it easy? Do you think they woke up one day and everything fell into place? Absolutely not. They went through struggles, they went through hardship, they made mistakes, and they fell down just like you will. The difference is, they didn't quit. They kept going. And that's the difference between success and failure. It's not about never messing up. It's about never giving up. Every time you get knocked down, you have a choice. You can stay down, feel sorry for yourself, and quit. Or you can get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. The key is to remember that those hard moments are not the end of your story, they're just a chapter. And as long as you keep writing your story, you will find your way to the ending you desire. Life is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it and continuing on. Here's what I want you to remember. Success is not some magical destination where you never face any problems. Success is a journey, and every successful person has faced failure along the way. The key is to learn from it. Don't let it break you, let it build you. Let it teach you how to be stronger, how to be wiser, how to be better. Because as long as you keep moving forward, you're not failing. You're learning, growing, and becoming the person you were always meant to be. So, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to try and fall short. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just don't quit. That's the only way to fail. As long as you keep learning, keep pushing, and keep showing up, you are winning. And one day you'll look back and realize that all those moments of so-called failure were actually the most important parts of your journey. They were the moments that shaped you, the moments that taught you, and the moments that led you to where you are now. Remember, the only way to fail is to quit. Everything else is just learning. So keep going, keep learning, keep growing. The best is yet to come. Number 3, discipline will take you further than motivation ever will. Discipline is a muscle, and just like any muscle, it grows with consistent practice. Motivation is something that comes and goes like a wave. Some days you're riding high, feeling unstoppable, but when that wave crashes, when motivation fades, what are you left with? If you're relying solely on motivation to get you through, you're bound to find yourself stuck, unable to push forward. But here's the truth. Discipline is what will carry you across the finish line when motivation falls short. It's the foundation that keeps you going when the initial excitement wears off. See, motivation is like the spark that ignites a fire. It's that moment of inspiration that pushes you to take the first step. But it's discipline that keeps the fire burning, even when the winds get strong. And let's be clear, those winds will come. Life will throw obstacles your way. You will face days when you don't feel like getting up, days when the world seems heavy, and it feels like every step forward is a struggle. It's in those moments when everything inside you is screaming to quit that your discipline will shine through. Motivation is temporary. It's that sudden burst of energy you get after watching an inspiring video or reading a powerful quote. But what happens when that energy fades? What happens when you're faced with the reality of hard work, setbacks, and challenges? That's when discipline takes over. Discipline isn't about doing something when you feel like it. It's about showing up even when you don't want to. It's the commitment to your goals, no matter how you feel, no matter what's going on in your life. Think about it this way. You might wake up feeling energized and motivated to tackle the world, but motivation alone will never keep you consistent. The difference between those who achieve great things and those who don't is often rooted in their ability to stick to their plans when motivation is nowhere to be found. The person who has discipline is the one who gets up and does the work every single day, whether they're feeling inspired or not. Discipline means making the right choices over and over, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you'd rather take the easy road. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's working on your goals when Netflix is calling your name. It's putting in the effort when the results aren't immediate. Discipline is the consistency that leads to real, lasting change. It's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. Every successful person, every person you admire, didn't get there because of bursts of motivation. They didn't get there because they felt inspired every single day. They got there because they had the discipline to keep showing up, the discipline to keep working, even when things didn't go as planned, even when the results weren't coming fast enough, even when they wanted to quit. Here's the thing about discipline. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy. You don't see the day-to-day grind, the hours spent in the trenches, the late nights, or the sacrifices made. What you see is the result. The success, the recognition, the achievement. But the truth is that success was built on discipline. It was built on showing up, putting in the work, and staying consistent even when no one was watching. Motivation, on the other hand, is like a sugar rush. It's quick, it's sweet, but it doesn't last. Sure, you might feel motivated for a few hours or even a few days, but when things get tough, when you face challenges or roadblocks, that motivation starts to fade. And when it does, what will you have left to rely on? Discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is about building a routine that serves your long-term goals, not just satisfying your short-term desires. It's about having the self-control to prioritize what matters most, even when there are distractions, even when there's a temptation to take the easy route. It's about developing habits that will take you where you want to go, even if it takes time. Discipline is what allows you to stay on track when everything else around you seems to be falling apart. Here's something important to remember. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making mistakes or always doing the right thing. It's about getting back on track when you stray. It's about not giving up after a setback. If you slip up, if you miss a day or fall behind, it's not the end of the world. What matters is that you get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. Success is not a straight line. It's not about taking the perfect steps every time. It's about having the discipline to keep going, to keep moving in the right direction, no matter how many times you stumble. It's about being resilient, being persistent, and trusting that your efforts will pay off in the end. Think about the people you admire most. What do they all have in common? They have discipline. They don't rely on motivation to get them through the tough times. They've learned to cultivate the discipline to keep going, even when things get hard. And that's why they succeed. If you want to achieve anything in life, whether it's building a business, losing weight, learning a new skill, or improving your relationships, discipline is the key. It's the glue that holds everything together. It's the thing that will push you through the tough times and keep you moving forward when everything else feels like it's working against you. So let's make this simple. If you want to be successful, if you want to live the life you dream of, stop waiting for motivation to show up. Motivation is a nice bonus, but it's discipline that will get you where you want to go. It's discipline that will keep you showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's discipline that will help you make the right choices day in and day out until you've achieved everything you set out to do. Discipline is the difference between dreaming about success and actually achieving it. It's the one thing that will get you through the tough days, the days when you want to quit. And trust me, those days will come. But when you have discipline, those days won't stop you. They'll just be another part of your journey to success. So get disciplined. Show up every day, put in the work, and trust that your efforts will pay off. Because when you do, success is not a matter of if, it's a matter. Number 4, the only way to build confidence is by doing hard things. Confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's something that grows stronger every time you push yourself beyond your limits, beyond your comfort zone. And the truth is, the only way to build real confidence is by doing hard things. If you've ever felt unsure of yourself, or like you don't have what it takes, know that you're not alone. Everyone goes through moments like that. But here's the key. Those moments are exactly where your confidence starts to grow. It's not about waiting for confidence to show up first before taking action. It's the action that creates the confidence. The more difficult the challenge, the greater the reward when you face it and overcome it. Think about any accomplishment, big or small, that you've ever had in your life. I'm talking about the moments when you achieved something that felt impossible, something that took everything you had. What did you feel after that? That sense of pride, that boost of self-belief. That didn't come from doing something easy. It came from doing something hard, something that pushed you to your limits, something that made you stretch in ways you didn't think you were capable of. And once you conquered it, even if it wasn't perfect, you stood a little taller. You felt a little stronger. That's the power of doing hard things. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Every time you step up and face something difficult, your confidence gets a little stronger. Now, I get it. It's easy to want to avoid hard things. It's natural. Nobody likes failure. Nobody likes the fear of uncertainty. But here's the catch. If you keep avoiding the hard stuff, if you keep taking the easy way out, you're never going to grow. You're never going to build that confidence. In fact, avoiding difficult challenges does the exact opposite. It keeps you stuck. It keeps you from stepping into your true potential. You can't skip the hard parts and expect to be successful. You can't expect to be confident if you don't face challenges head on. Success comes from navigating the difficult times, not by bypassing them. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who seem so sure of themselves, so self-assured. Do you think they got there by always taking the easy path? No, they got there by doing hard things over and over again. They made mistakes, they faced setbacks, they felt fear, but they didn't let that stop them. They kept going. And that's why they're where they are today. They built their confidence not by avoiding difficulty, but by meeting it head on. And it's not the easy things in life that teach you about your strength. It's the hard things. When life gets tough and you push through, that's when you realize just how much you're capable of. That's when you see the person you really are underneath all the doubts and insecurities. The truth is, you're probably capable of so much more than you think. But if you never challenge yourself, if you never push your limits, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. And let me tell you something important. Confidence doesn't come from success alone. It doesn't come from winning every time. It comes from the courage to keep going, even when things don't go as planned. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about embracing the struggle, knowing that each step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward building a stronger, more confident you. There's a saying that goes, the best way out is always through. When life gets tough, the natural instinct is to run, to avoid, to give up. But the real growth comes when you face the challenge, when you go through it, not around it. Because when you push through, that's where you discover your true strength. That's where you learn what you're made of. And the next time a hard thing comes your way, you'll be ready. You'll be stronger. You'll be more confident because you've been through the fire before, and you came out the other side. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's not about having all the answers or always getting it right. Confidence is built from doing the hard work, from learning from your mistakes, and from showing up even when it's difficult. It's about pushing yourself to be better every day, even when it feels like you're not making progress. It's about taking risks, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and learning from every experience, whether it ends in success or failure. When you challenge yourself, when you take on things that scare you, that's where the magic happens. You stretch, you grow, you expand your limits. And with each challenge you conquer, your confidence will grow too. You will start to see yourself in a new light. You'll realize that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought. Every time you take on a difficult task and see it through, you're building a foundation of confidence that will carry you through the next challenge, and the next, and the next. It's easy to think that confidence is something you're either born with or not, but that's not true. Confidence is something you create, something you earn by doing the hard work, by pushing through the fear, by stepping up to the plate when life throws a curveball. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build your confidence, to prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way, and with each challenge, your belief in yourself will grow. So the next time you feel unsure of yourself, the next time you're faced with something difficult, don't shy away from it. Lean into it, embrace it. Know that this is your chance to build the confidence you've been searching for. Trust that you have everything inside you to overcome it. The more you do hard things, the more you'll see just how strong you really are. And the more you'll believe in yourself. When you look back on your life, what do you want to see? Do you want to see someone who avoided the hard things, who played it safe? Or do you want to see someone who took on challenges, who grew stronger every time life got tough? Do you want to see someone who doubted themselves? Or do you want to see someone who built their confidence by pushing through the struggles? The only way to build real confidence is by doing hard things. Embrace the struggle, embrace the challenge, and know that every step you take towards something difficult is a step toward building the strong, confident person you're meant to be. Because in the end, it's not about avoiding the tough stuff. It's about facing it, overcoming it, and using it to become the best version of yourself. Number 5, the world has been lying to you about your limits. You've been told all your life that there are limits, right? Limits to what you can achieve, limits to how far you can go, and limits to who you can become. But let me tell you right now, the world has been lying to you about your limits. They've painted this picture of what's possible for you based on what others have done, based on what society thinks is realistic, based on what your circumstances say. But all of that is nothing more than a false narrative that holds you back from seeing just how far you can truly go. Here's the thing, the limits you think you have are not real. They are self-imposed. They've been shaped by the opinions of others, the rules that society sets, and the conditioning you've grown up with. From a young age, we're taught to stay in our lane, to not dream too big, to not set goals that are too high. We're told that there are only certain things we're capable of, and anything beyond that is unrealistic. And as we grow older, we start to believe it. We start to shrink our dreams and lower our expectations because we've been told in so many ways that there are boundaries we just can't cross. But here's the truth. The only limits you have are the ones you place on yourself. The world tells you that you can't achieve something because of your background, your education, your resources, or your circumstances. But that's all nonsense. Every successful person you look up to, every person who's ever achieved greatness, has faced their own set of challenges, their own set of supposed limitations, and yet they pushed through. They didn't let the world tell them what they could and couldn't do. They didn't accept the limits that were placed on them. And that's what allowed them to go further than anyone ever imagined. Think about the stories of people who have overcome the odds. Take someone like Oprah Winfrey, who came from nothing, was told she would never amount to anything, and faced endless obstacles. She was told she wasn't good enough, that she didn't have what it takes. Yet, she didn't let those limits define her. She didn't let the world's lies hold her back. She created her own path, and today, she's one of the most influential people in the world. The limits that were placed on her didn't matter because she refused to accept them. She saw beyond them. And that's what you need to start doing too. The truth is, the only thing that can truly limit you is your own belief system. If you believe you can't do something, then you won't. But if you can shift that mindset, if you can start believing that you are capable of achieving more than what others tell you, then there is no limit to what you can accomplish. You have to stop accepting the limitations the world tries to impose on you and start creating your own reality. You are the one in control of your destiny, not society, not your circumstances, and certainly not the opinions of others. If you think about all the groundbreaking achievements in history, none of them happened because someone followed the rules. None of them happened because someone believed that the world's limits were real. They happened because someone decided to break those limits, to go beyond what was thought possible, and to challenge the status quo. They saw the world's rules and said, I don't accept that. And that's exactly what you need to do in your own life. You need to stop letting the world's limits define you. You need to stop settling for mediocrity just because it's easier or more comfortable. This doesn't mean that achieving great things is easy, because it's not. It takes hard work, dedication, and sometimes sacrifice. But it also takes the courage to ignore the noise, to ignore the doubts that others may place in your head, and to push forward anyway. When you stop listening to the world's limitations and start listening to your own inner voice, you'll find that there's a whole new world of possibility waiting for you. There's a powerful saying that goes, "The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself." Think about that for a moment. The world doesn't get to decide how far you can go. The only one who gets to determine your potential is you. And once you realize this, once you truly internalize this truth, something incredible happens. You start to break free from all the constraints that have been holding you back. You start to see yourself as capable of more than you ever imagined. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as challenges to overcome. And you begin to step into your power like never before. If you've been stuck, if you've been feeling like you're not living up to your potential, it's because you've bought into the lie that there are limits. But now it's time to start challenging those beliefs. It's time to start questioning everything you've been told about what's possible for you. The world will tell you that you can't, but you have to tell yourself that you can. You have to be the one to break free from the chains of limitation and step into your true power. The world will always try to hold you back. It will always try to make you feel like you're not good enough, like you don't have the resources, the education, the background, or the connections to succeed. But none of that matters. What matters is your mindset, your determination, and your willingness to do whatever it takes to prove the world wrong. Because when you believe in yourself and when you refuse to accept limits, you become unstoppable. And here's the kicker. Once you start pushing beyond what you've been told are your limits, you begin to inspire others to do the same. Your actions, your determination, your refusal to accept mediocrity will ripple out and impact those around you. They'll see you breaking through barriers, and they'll start to believe they can do it too. That's the power of challenging the world's limits. Not only do you change your own life, but you inspire others to change theirs as well. So stop accepting the limits that have been placed on you. Stop believing that there are things you can't do. The only limit that exists is the one you allow yourself to believe in. It's time to rewrite the narrative. It's time to push past the boundaries. It's time to show the world just how powerful you really are, because when you start rejecting the lies about your limits, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching your true potential. You were not born to be small, to be limited. You were born to do incredible things. And it's time to step into that greatness. The world doesn't get to define you. You define yourself. Number 6, the person you look up to is not better than you. There's a powerful truth that's waiting for you to hear right now. The person you look up to is not better than you. That's right, the person you admire, the one whose success you wish you could have, the one who seems to have it all together, they're not better than you. They are not born with some special gift that you don't have. They are not inherently more talented or more capable than you are. They have simply mastered a few things that you can also master. And when you start to realize this, when you really let it sink in, you'll find that you've been holding yourself back by placing others on a pedestal. It's easy to look at someone who has achieved great success and think they're somehow different from you. Maybe you've spent hours, days, or even years admiring their journey, watching them live the life you wish you could have, and it's understandable. When we see someone who seems to have it all, it's easy to think that they're on another level, that their success is something that's out of reach for someone like you. But that's exactly the kind of thinking that holds you back. The truth is, there's no magic formula to success that only a select few know about. There's no secret path that only certain people are allowed to take. Success doesn't belong to just a few. It's available to everyone, including you. The only difference between you and the people you look up to is the actions they've taken. It's the choices they've made. It's the mindset they've developed. They've simply made decisions that you have the power to make too. They've decided to take risks, to put in the work, to learn from their failures, and to keep going when others would have given up. And you can do the same. When you place someone on a pedestal, when you start believing that they're better than you, you're giving them power over your own potential. You're telling yourself that you can't achieve what they've achieved because they're somehow superior. But the truth is, they were once where you are now. They were once facing doubts, fears, and obstacles. They weren't born with some unique ability that made them capable of doing what they do. They just learned to push through the challenges, to keep going when it got tough, and to stay committed to their vision. Think about the people you admire. Maybe it's someone in your field, someone who has reached the top of their industry, someone who's built a successful business, or someone who's achieved incredible personal growth. Now ask yourself this: what makes them special? What is it about them that makes you look up to them? Is it their talent, their intelligence, their connections? Maybe, but most likely, it's their determination, their work ethic, and their belief in themselves. They've achieved what they've achieved not because they were born with some special gift, but because they decided to take consistent action toward their goals. And here's the key part: you have the same ability to do that. You have the same potential inside you to achieve greatness. But you've been held back by the belief that they're better than you, that their success is somehow unattainable. It's time to break free from that mindset. It's time to realize that you're just as capable, just as deserving, and just as powerful as anyone you look up to. The only difference is that they've taken steps that you haven't yet taken. And that's something you can change right now. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the same ability to learn, to grow, and to improve. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that someone else is better than you. When you let go of that belief, when you stop comparing yourself to others and start focusing on your own growth, that's when everything changes. That's when you start taking the actions that will lead you to the success you've been dreaming of. But it's not just about taking action. It's about taking the right action. It's about being willing to fail and learn from your mistakes. It's about not letting setbacks discourage you, but using them as stepping stones to get closer to your goal. It's about developing a mindset that says, I am capable of achieving anything I set my mind to. And when you truly believe that, when you start to trust in your own potential, that's when you unlock your true power. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that success is a limited resource. That if someone else succeeds, it means there's less success available for them. But that's simply not true. The world is full of opportunities, and there's more than enough success to go around. The people you look up to didn't take success away from you. They've shown you what's possible when you decide to take action and pursue your goals with everything you've got. Instead of comparing yourself to others, use their success as inspiration. Use it as proof that what you want is possible. Use it as motivation to push yourself harder and to take the steps necessary to create the life you want. The people you admire have shown you that it's possible to succeed, but it's up to you to take that belief and make it your own. They're not better than you. They're just further along in their journey because they've made the choice to take action, to learn, and to keep moving forward no matter what. It's time to stop seeing yourself as less than anyone else. It's time to stop looking at others and thinking that they're on a different level. The only difference between you and them is the decisions they've made along the way. And those are decisions you can start making today. It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. And that's something only you can do. So stop holding yourself back by comparing yourself to others. Stop telling yourself that they're somehow better than you. The truth is, they're just like you. They have the same fears, the same doubts, and the same struggles. They've just chosen to keep going and to keep growing. And now it's your turn. It's your time to step into your power and start creating the success you deserve. You have what it takes. Don't ever forget that. The person you look up to is not better than you. They're simply a reflection of what's possible when you believe in yourself and take action. And now it's your turn to do the same. Number 7, your weaknesses are just strengths you haven't developed yet. There's something powerful you need to understand about your weaknesses. The truth is, your weaknesses are not permanent. They are not traits you're stuck with. They're simply strengths that you haven't developed yet. The things you perceive as flaws, as limitations, as areas you struggle with, they are just untapped potential waiting to be harnessed. And once you realize that, once you really internalize this idea, you'll start to see yourself in a whole new light. You'll realize that there's nothing about you that's holding you back other than the belief that you can't change. We all have weaknesses. No one is perfect. We all have areas where we feel inadequate, where we don't feel as capable or as confident as we want to be. But here's the key. Those weaknesses aren't things that define you. They don't define your value, and they certainly don't define your future. They're just areas of growth. And the beautiful thing about growth is that it's always possible. It's always within your control. You can take something that feels like a weakness right now, and with consistent effort and determination, you can turn it into one of your greatest strengths. Think about a skill or a trait that you've struggled with in the past. Maybe it's public speaking, maybe it's time management, maybe it's self-discipline. At one point, these things might have seemed impossible to improve, but now, when you look back, you can see the progress you've made. You've worked at it, you've pushed through the discomfort, and you've made strides. What once felt like a weakness is now something you handle with more ease. That's because weaknesses are just strengths in the making. When you think about your weaknesses, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling like you're not good enough, like you're somehow less than others. But this is where the shift in mindset happens. Instead of seeing these weaknesses as permanent roadblocks, start to view them as opportunities for growth. Start to see them as areas where you have the potential to become even better, even stronger. When you do this, you stop defining yourself by what you can't do and start defining yourself by what you're willing to work on and improve. The key to turning a weakness into a strength is consistency. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when it feels like you're not making progress. The growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens through the small, consistent efforts you put in day after day. Every time you face something you struggle with and push through, you're building strength. You're building resilience. And over time, what once seemed impossible becomes a natural part of who you are. It becomes a strength. You've probably heard the saying that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, that's true. The struggles you face, the weaknesses you experience, they're not here to break you. They're here to shape you, to challenge you, and to help you grow. And once you get to the other side, you'll realize that you've developed something powerful that you didn't have before. You've developed a strength that you can now rely on. Think about the times in your life when you face challenges and come out stronger on the other side. Maybe it was a difficult job, a tough personal situation, or a moment of self-doubt. Whatever it was, it required you to dig deep, to push through discomfort, and to keep going when it felt like quitting was the easier option. Those moments, as difficult as they were, helped to build your character. They helped to develop your inner strength. They turned something you thought was a weakness into something you now see as a strength. Now it's time to take that same approach with the weaknesses you're facing right now. Instead of letting them hold you back, use them as fuel for growth. If you struggle with public speaking, don't shy away from it. Embrace it. Volunteer to speak at events. Practice in front of a mirror. Take a course. Each time you put yourself out there, you're strengthening that muscle. And before you know it, speaking in front of others won't feel like a weakness anymore. It will be one of your greatest strengths. If you struggle with time management, don't beat yourself up about it. Instead, take small steps to improve. Start by planning your day the night before. Break tasks down into smaller, more manageable chunks. Set clear priorities. Every time you stick to a schedule or get something done on time, you're strengthening your ability to manage your time. And as you build that skill, what once felt like a weakness will become a strength you can rely on. Remember, weaknesses are not permanent. They are not who you are. They're simply areas where you have room to grow. And the best part is that you get to decide how far you go. You get to decide how much effort you're willing to put in to turn those weaknesses into strengths. No one else gets to make that decision for you. You have the power to change, you have the power to grow, and you have the power to take what feels like a limitation and turn it into something powerful. It all starts with the belief that you can improve. It starts with the understanding that your weaknesses are not who you are. They are simply areas where you can develop strength. And once you start to view them this way, you'll stop holding yourself back. You'll stop feeling like you're not good enough. Instead, you'll start taking action. You'll start putting in the work, and you'll start to see the results. You might still have weaknesses right now, and that's okay. Everyone does. But remember this, those weaknesses don't define you. They're just strengths you haven't developed yet. And with the right mindset, with the right attitude, and with consistent effort, you can turn any weakness into a strength. It's all in your hands. The power to change is inside you. The power to grow is inside you. And it's time to start tapping into that power and using it to create the person you want to be. So don't let your weaknesses hold you back. Use them as a springboard for growth and watch as you transform them into some of your greatest strengths. Number 8, you're already stronger than you think. Just look at what you've been through. You're stronger than you think. I want you to pause for a moment and just think about everything you've been through. Think about the challenges you've faced, the obstacles you've overcome, and the times when you thought you couldn't go on, but somehow you did. Look at how far you've come. You've made it this far despite all the difficulties life has thrown your way, and that's a reflection of your strength. Strength you may not even realize you possess. You've faced so many things in your life. Maybe you've experienced failures, disappointments, or losses that made you question your ability to keep going. Maybe you've had moments when you felt completely alone, unsure of yourself, unsure of what the next step would be. But here you are, still standing. That's strength. That's resilience. That's something incredible that you've built, often without even realizing it. We tend to underestimate ourselves, don't we? It's easy to look at where we are now and think that we're not as strong as we need to be. We see the things we're still struggling with, the areas we feel insecure about, and we forget all the times we've made it through tough situations before. We forget how many times we've picked ourselves back up when life knocked us down. We forget the quiet strength we've shown in the face of adversity. And most importantly, we forget that all that strength is still inside of us, waiting to be tapped into whenever we need it. Think about the tough moments you've gone through. Maybe it was a time when you thought you were at your breaking point, and you didn't know how much longer you could hold on. But you did. You didn't give up. You pushed through, even when it seemed like there was no way out. Maybe it was a time when you felt so overwhelmed, like the weight of the world was on your shoulders, and yet somehow you still kept moving forward. Those moments, though hard, didn't break you. They made you. Each challenge you faced added a layer of strength. Each setback made you more determined, and each time you kept going when you wanted to quit, you were building something stronger inside of you. You see, strength is not just about muscle or physical endurance. It's about resilience. It's about the ability to keep going when things are tough. It's about getting up when you're knocked down, about choosing to fight for what you want even when it feels impossible. It's about pushing past fear and doubt and deciding that you are not going to let your circumstances define you. And that's what you've done every time you've faced something difficult in your life. You've shown strength, even in the face of fear, even when you thought you couldn't make it. The truth is, you've already proven to yourself that you are capable of so much more than you think. Every time you overcame a challenge, you became stronger. Every time you took a step forward, even when you felt like turning back, you built your strength. And that strength is still inside of you, ready to be called upon whenever you need it. It's like a muscle that only gets stronger the more you use it. Every time you push yourself through something difficult, you're reinforcing that muscle, making it even more powerful. So the next time you feel unsure of yourself, the next time you feel like you're not strong enough, remember everything you've already overcome. Remember how many times you've made it through tough situations. Remember the moments when you didn't think you could go any further, but you did anyway. That's proof of how strong you are. You've made it this far, and you can make it even further. Your strength is not defined by how you feel right now, but by everything you've already been through. And the fact that you're still here, still standing, still moving forward. You might not always feel strong. That's normal. Strength doesn't mean never feeling weak. It means finding the strength to rise again, to keep going even when it feels like you don't have anything left to give. It means pushing through those moments of doubt and realizing that the strength you need is already inside you. It's just waiting for you to tap into it. You're not the same person you were yesterday. You're stronger, wiser, and more capable than you realize. Each challenge, each difficulty has been a stepping stone to the person you are today. And that person is capable of achieving far more than you think. The only thing that ever truly holds you back is your own belief that you're not strong enough. But I'm telling you now, you are stronger than you think. You've already proven it. Now, take a moment to appreciate how far you've come. Appreciate the strength you've shown, the perseverance you've demonstrated, and the courage you've had to face every challenge that's come your way. And when you face your next challenge, don't doubt your ability to overcome it. Don't second guess your strength. You've already done the hard work. You've already faced the storms, And every time you've come out the other side stronger. The next time you feel like giving up, remember this: you've been through worse and you've come out stronger every single time. There's nothing you can't face. There's nothing you can't overcome. You are stronger than you think, and that strength will carry you forward no matter what life throws your way. Number 9, success is not about talent, it's about relentless effort. Success is not something that happens by chance. It's not something you're born with, and it's definitely not about how much talent you have. Let's face it, talent is overrated. We've all been told that you need a special gift or skill to achieve greatness, but the truth is, success comes from something much more powerful than talent. It's about relentless effort, the kind of effort that pushes you forward every single day, no matter what stands in your way. Success isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about showing up, putting in the work, and never giving up, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Take a moment and think about anyone you admire, anyone you look up to. Are they successful because they were born with incredible talent? Or did they get to where they are because they never stopped trying, no matter the odds? The reality is that the people who make it to the top aren't necessarily the ones who are naturally gifted. They're the ones who decided they weren't going to quit. They're the ones who faced the struggles, the challenges, and the failures, and still chose to keep going. Every time they stumbled, they got up. Every time they were knocked down, they pushed themselves to keep moving forward. There's this idea out there that some people are just born lucky. They get all the breaks, they have this special spark of genius that others don't. But the truth is, luck isn't what gets people to the top. It's the effort they put in when no one else is watching. It's the long hours, the early mornings, and the late nights. It's doing the work even when it feels like nothing is paying off. Success is built on persistence. It's built on the choice to keep going, day after day, even when you feel like giving up. It's the relentless commitment to your dreams, your goals, and your vision. Think about the times when you've worked hard for something, really put in the effort, and didn't get the results right away. Maybe you felt like all that hard work was for nothing. Maybe you even thought about quitting. But here's the thing, success isn't instant. It's a process, it's a journey, and it's one that requires consistency. You can't measure success by how quickly things happen or by how talented you are at the start. You measure success by your ability to keep showing up, to keep putting in the work, even when it seems like nothing is changing. Because eventually, all those little efforts start to add up. They start to compound. The work you put in today becomes the foundation for your success tomorrow. It's easy to look at someone who has made it and think that they just got lucky or that they were born with some incredible talent. But what you don't see is the years of hard work that went into getting there. You don't see the sacrifices, the failures, or the times they almost quit but didn't. You don't see the hours they spent perfecting their craft, the countless mistakes they made, and the lessons they learned along the way. And you certainly don't see the relentless effort that kept them going when everyone else gave up. Success is about consistency, not perfection. It's about showing up every day, doing your best, and never letting up. It's about making progress no matter how small it seems. It's about understanding that the road to success isn't a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, and sometimes you'll feel like you're not moving forward at all. But every step, even the ones that seem insignificant, is getting you closer to your goal. The key is to keep moving, to keep putting in the effort, and to trust that eventually the work will pay off. Think about it this way. Talent can only take you so far. It might help you get your foot in the door, but it's the relentless effort that keeps you going once you're in. It's the effort that helps you push through the tough times, the ones that test your resolve and make you question whether it's all worth it. And it's the effort that will set you apart from everyone else who just relies on their natural abilities. Because at the end of the day, talent isn't what gets you to the top. It's the willingness to do whatever it takes, day in and day out, to achieve your dreams. You don't have to be the smartest, the most talented, or the most gifted person in the room to succeed. What you need is the determination to keep pushing forward no matter how tough it gets. You need the mindset that no matter what challenges you face, no matter how many setbacks you encounter, you're going to keep going. That's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not talent, It's the refusal to quit. And here's the most important part. It doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed or how far you feel from your goals. All that matters is the effort you're willing to put in from this point forward. Success doesn't care about your past mistakes. It only cares about your willingness to keep moving forward. So if you've been doubting yourself or thinking that maybe you're just not cut out for success, remember this. Success is a choice, and it's a choice that comes from relentless effort, not talent. Every day is a new opportunity to put in the work, to make progress, and to move closer to your goals. It doesn't matter how small the steps are. What matters is that you keep taking them. Every time you keep pushing, you're one step closer to where you want to be. And eventually, all those steps add up. Eventually, all that hard work pays off. Eventually, you'll look back and realize that the person you are today is the result of all the effort you put in day after day, year after year. So, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're wondering why success is taking so long, or if you're tempted to give up, just remember this. It's not about talent. It's about effort. It's about how much you're willing to keep showing up, keep working, and keep believing in yourself, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because eventually it will. And when it does, you'll realize that the effort was worth it, that the hard work was the key to your success all along. Number 10, the best version of you is waiting, but you have to earn it. There's a version of you out there, a better version waiting to be discovered. It's not just some dream or wishful thinking. It's a reality that's available to you, but here's the catch. It's not going to come to you by accident. It won't happen while you sit on the sidelines and wait for the perfect moment. The best version of you is not something that's handed to you. It's something that you have to earn, something you have to work for. The truth is, the person you want to become, the one who's stronger, more confident, more successful, it's already inside of you. But it's buried under layers of fear, hesitation, self-doubt, and all the things that hold you back from being the person you're truly capable of being. The key is understanding that you have to put in the work. You have to earn that version of yourself. It won't just show up on its own. Think about it. Everything you want in life, everything you dream of achieving is going to require effort. It's going to require you to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, to take risks, to face the things that scare you. But that's how you grow. That's how you unlock the best version of yourself. You can't just hope for it. You can't just wish for it. You've got to earn it by doing the hard things, by doing the uncomfortable things, by showing up every single day and doing the work, even when you don't feel like it. It's easy to look around and think that some people just have it easier, that they were born with something special. But what you're not seeing is the work behind the scenes. You're not seeing the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices they made. You're not seeing the failures they endured before they got to where they are now. And most importantly, you're not seeing how they decided to earn the best version of themselves. The person you're capable of becoming is out there waiting for you to show up, to take action, to stop making excuses, and start doing what you need to do. But remember, it's going to require effort. The good news is you have everything you need inside of you to make it happen. You just have to get to work. It's easy to get distracted by the shiny objects, by the idea that success should come quickly or effortlessly, but success, true success, is not about quick fixes. It's about putting in the time, the energy, and the sweat. It's about not backing down when things get tough, when things don't go according to plan. It's about choosing to fight for your dreams every single day. And that's what earns you the best version of yourself. The best version of you is not some destination you'll magically reach one day. It's a process, a journey, a continuous evolution. And every step you take, every day you choose to keep moving forward, is a step closer to the person you want to be. But you've got to be willing to put in the effort. We all have flaws, mistakes, and past failures that we carry with us. But those things don't define us. They don't have to be the end of our story. The key to unlocking the best version of yourself is to learn from those mistakes, to turn those experiences into lessons, and to keep moving forward with the knowledge that your past doesn't have to dictate your future. You're capable of more than you realize. You're capable of achieving greatness, but only if you're willing to earn it. You don't get to be the best version of yourself by sitting back and waiting for life to hand it to you. You earn it by working on yourself every single day. That means putting in the effort when no one is watching. That means doing the things that others won't do, even when it's hard, even when it feels uncomfortable. The path to becoming the best version of yourself isn't always easy. It's full of challenges and obstacles that will test your resolve. But that's what makes it worth it. That's what makes the journey so powerful. Because when you look back and see how far you've come, you'll know that it wasn't just luck or chance that got you there. It was the work, the hustle, the effort you put in day after day. You're already capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. The person you want to become is already inside of you, waiting to be revealed. But it's up to you to unlock that potential. It's up to you to show up, put in the work, and do what it takes to become the person you were always meant to be. And the best part? You're already on the path. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to the person you've always wanted to be. But you've got to keep moving forward. You've got to keep working for it. Because the best version of you isn't something that's just going to fall into your lap. It's something you have to earn. So if you've been waiting for the right moment, for the right time to start, let this be the moment you decide to take action. Let this be the time you stop holding yourself back and start working towards the person you're meant to be. The best version of you is out there, waiting for you to claim it. But you can't sit around and wait for it to come to you. You've got to go after it. You've got to earn it by doing the work, by facing the challenges, and by never giving up, no matter how hard it gets. It's not going to be easy, but that's the beauty of it. Because when you earn the best version of yourself, you'll know it was worth every ounce of effort. You'll look back and realize that all the hard work, all the struggle, was the price you had to pay to become the person you've always wanted to be. And that's a price worth paying. So don't wait. Don't hesitate. The best version of you is out there, waiting for you to step up and claim it. All it takes is the decision to start and the determination to keep going until you earn it. All right, here we are. You've made it to the end, and now it's time to take action. You've heard it all. You've been reminded of the strength and power already within you. It's no longer about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect conditions. The truth is, they don't exist. What exists is you, right now, with all the potential in the world to make something great happen. You've got everything inside you to succeed. All that's left is for you to start believing it and then taking action. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, giving your best, and putting in the work day after day. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you that you're capable. You already know that deep down. The world has been lying to you about your limits, but now you know they don't even exist. It's all in your hands. So take the next step. Do what's hard. Push yourself when you feel like quitting. Keep going even when it feels like it's not working. The best version of you is out there waiting, but you've got to earn it, and that starts today. Thank you for sticking with me until the end. Now go out there and prove to yourself just how powerful you really are. You've got this.